It's that time again. It's been exactly 1 year since Smash Ultimate has released on the Switch, and in that year, I've played this game quite a lot. Smash Bros. Ultimate, quite literally the ultimate fighting game on the Switch. Gameplay that's fine-tuned, so many extra modes, a fun single player, and every single character that has been in Smash ever is in this game. Pokemon Sword and Shield? Not so much, but this video isn't about that. It's about looking about Ultimate 1 year later. So I want to go through how the games have been holding up and what has been added to the game since the launch. Before we get started, if you like the content and want to see more of it more frequently, then consider liking the video and subscribing because like before, once this video gets 40 likes, I'll release a new video the day after it reaches the goal. Okay, anyways, for starters, the biggest and most fun additions have been the new characters that have been added. The first DLC fighter was added on January 21st, 2019, and yes, by popular demand, the fans finally got the long-awaited opportunity to play as Piranha Plant. Huh? Tell me, if you looked at this picture back in the 1990s, who would you expect to get into Smash? Yes, this character was not a part of the 5-character fighter pass that had been launched, but it was more of an early purchase bonus since you would get this character free if you bought Smash Ultimate before January 31st. And obviously this character is quite the curveball. Sakurai loves throwing the most random characters in at times, and this did spawn #PlantGame and a bunch of memes that came along with it. But overall, people thought yes, he was wacky, but were generally underwhelmed with the character at the time. A lot of his moves were on the slower side and the weirder side, so people really didn't get how to use him at the time. However, recently, starting in late August, Piranha Plant has been on the rise in many tournaments as people have learned how to use his weirder moveset. And along with that, he's received some buffs over the time. Most notably his dirty ledge trap game that pro players have been taking advantage of. And the next DLC, on the other hand, was broken from day one. This was the character Joker, who came out alongside the patch 3.0.0 on April 17th. This guy was from Persona 5, a series that I had no idea what it was when it was revealed. Like what, now you're telling me there's 5 of them? His gameplay style consisted of a fast and swift combo game with many quirky movement mechanics, already making him pretty good. But there was one thing that put him to the very top of tier list and allowed him to dominate many tournaments. He has a little meter that slowly builds up over time and builds up more if he is hit or uses his down B move that charges his meter from his enemy's attacks. And once it's full, he gets Arsene. This guy copies every move you do, but he is much stronger and has much bigger hitboxes. And oh yeah, he can't be hit. Oh, and he has even better recovery. Damn, 2019 goes out to the year of the Jokers, I guess. So you just added the best character in the game. What do you do for the next DLC fighter? Well, you add an even more broken character. This was in the form of Hero from Dragon Quest. And Japan was really happy and freaking out when he was revealed, but here in the West it was more like, who the fuck is that? This was because Dragon Quest, the game that he's from, is a lot bigger in Japan than it is in America. And okay, in all honesty, he's not broken, but everyone thought he was at first, even banning him in parts of Australia. Like Joker wasn't even banned anywhere. Why was Hero? Well, instead of being broken from just being a really good character, people thought he was broken because he had a lot of luck mechanics. The main big luck mechanic that he had was his down B move that just straight up brought up a menu. Like the guy's not even trying to fight, he just wants the soup of the day, okay? This menu chose from a pool of 21 different options and then selected 4 of those 21 in which you can then choose the spell of your liking. And like all of these moves were really good. Moves with stupid big hitboxes and stupid and fast powerful projectiles. And then there's a spell Hocus Pocus that on top of already being randomly selected in the menu of spells can activate a set of random elements from its own set of options. And then there's a spell that randomly has a chance of instantly killing you or not. Oh my god, the randomness is off the charts for this one. Yes, so okay, anyways, the next DLC fighter that we got was on September 4th, and this was a love letter to the fans. Banjo and Kazooie were added into Smash Brothers. This was huge. A character that people have been asking for since like, I don't know, Melee or something has finally been added into the game. Like just taking that this character is the first character that has not been made by a Japanese developer that has been added into Smash. And a character whose series has pretty well been dead since the 90s, yet here he is. All of the fans of this game have been listened to. But what about how he plays, you say? Well, he's got a fast run speed, good projectiles that could be comboed into his fairly strong attacks at that. Plus he's got like one of the best moves in the game being Wonder Wing. This makes you invincible for a long time and has a far hitbox. But to compensate, he can only use it 5 times a stock. And finally, on November 6th, we have the most recent DLC fighter being added, which is Terry Bogard. Mr. Terrence Bogard over here is from the series Fatal Fury, a fighting game that was on the Neo Geo, and he plays much like a traditional fighting game, a lot like Ryu and Ken. And he is very good so far, one of the more complex fighters to use since he has a bunch of combos and complex button inputs. He does have his normal inputs like his A and B moves, much like other characters, but then there's like special inputs to use stronger versions of those moves, and he has super powerful moves that he can only use after 100%. Like you gotta press down, right, left, right, YY ladder stall, 360 no scope, A/B. I gotta go back to school and study all this. He is a character that, let's say, I think will become better and better as people learn how to master him. And that's it for DLC fighters, for now. So let's move on to some new modes and gameplay features that have been added over the year. Okay, so technically there was a patch right on day one which added the entirety of online mode and all the features with that, but blah blah blah, that doesn't really count. Kinda. A lot of new features were actually added in the 3.0.0 update that came out in April 2019. The first big new mode in this patch was the addition of stage building, and it was a really good one. Basically taking the best parts of Smash Wii U stages and Smash Brawl's stage builder, and they were mashed together in the best iteration that we've had so far. And people have gone wild with it. The training combos I've seen, mesmerizing, so beautiful. It's really one of the most creative features in this game. And the video editor feature was added that gave the player the chance to edit Smash Bros. Clips together directly in the game. But it had as much functionality as a steak in a vegan restaurant, so it was very hard to use, pretty well useless at that. Just considering all the actual video software that is out there right now. And along with all these creative features, you can now share them to players across the world in the shared content mode. In this mode, you can share videos, replays, Mii fighters, and the coolest thing that you can share were the stages. And everything was either a meme or something that's not safe for work. Yeah, well, this is what happens when you let Nintendo fans go wild for once with no filters. Then later, at the end of July, we got an online tournament mode where you can be matched with random players and compete in different brackets to try and be first place. And yeah, that all sounds awesome on paper. You're telling me that I can compete in Smash tournaments right at home? Well, yes, but you're not going to be playing Fox-only Final Destination with no items, alright? It's more like 2 stock, 4 players, random stages. All items. Like, the rules do change from day to day or week to week. The closest thing you're going to get to Fox-only no items Final Destination is Final Destination 2 stock, 2 minutes, no items. So in conclusion, this mode, it's alright. And after that, in September, we got Home Run Contest added. A game mode that's been in every other Smash starting with Melee, so it was kind of weird that it wasn't here at the start. But it's good to see you back, old friend. All this mode is that you beat up a sandbag and hit it as far as you can. And with this mode being put back in, it was announced that this is the last new mode being added. So unfortunately, there will never be any target practice mode or no return aboard the platforms. That was a sad note to leave on. Now let's move on to the Smash Bros. Community and the tournament scene. So as for the tournaments, there has been no shortage of them. The most recent tournament was Smash Ultimate Summit 2 that was in Los Angeles. And the winner of that tournament was MKLeo, one Smash player that has been dominating the Smash tournament scene this year, and is generally regarded as the best Smash Bros. Ultimate player right now. He used to have some Ike and Lucina action going on, but since Joker came out, he's been using him to win tournaments. See, told you Joker was good. And another notable player I want to mention is Tweak, who is winning a lot of tournaments early in Ultimate and still is doing fairly well. But Leo's just kind of untouchable at the moment, I gotta say. Yeah, sure, Leo's good and all, but do you know who he can't beat? Me. That's right, Leo, I'm challenging you to a match. My rules. Coin battle, all items, hero down, be only, Rainbow Cruise.